But God uses everything for good. This Muslim push of the Turks is what protects the Reformation, because up here Martin Luther is writing his 95 Theses, and it's putting the Reformation into high gear, and it takes off. Oh, the papacy wanted to go up and take out Martin Luther and stop it, but the reason they couldn't do it is because the Muslims were pushing in from the south. And every time they thought, well, we got the Muslims in control, let's go get Luther, here come the Turks again. And after a couple of rounds of that, Martin Luther said that his greatest defender was the Sultan of Turkey. Didn't really like the Sultan of Turkey, but because the Turks were pushing from the south, the Bible was translated and published in common languages, and righteousness by faith was taught again. That was good news. And for that, we owe a debt of gratitude to the Muslims who are pushing in from the south against the king of the north. The eighth characteristic says he would change times and laws. Daniel 11, 28, 30, and 32, we find that he's fighting against God's covenant, God's law. In Daniel 7, the little horn shall intend to change times and law. Well, does the papacy claim that they can do that? Well, we find it here. The Pope is of so great authority and power that he can modify, change, or interpret even divine laws. The Pope can modify divine law since his power is not of man but of God, and he acts as vicegerent of God upon earth with most ample power of binding and loosing his sheep. Except the Bible says God doesn't change. And I don't think he gave a human being permission to change things for him. Now, Francis has been saying positive things about same-sex unions. And if you go to conservative Catholic websites, they're going to be saying, what, can't the Pope read the Bible? And you know what else they're saying? They're calling Francis an antichrist. Seriously, conservative Catholics have been doing that. Here's another one. Convert's Catechism of Catholic Doctrine. It says, which day is the Sabbath? Answer, Saturday's the Sabbath day. This is an official document of the church. Why do we observe Sunday instead of Saturday? We observe Sunday instead of Saturday because the Catholic Church transferred the solemnity from Saturday to Sunday. By the way, that's why I'm a Sabbath-keeping Christian. I'm not sure what you're going to do with it, but they claim that they've changed times and laws of God. Number 9, speaks great words or blasphemy. Then the king shall do according to his own will. He shall exalt and magnify himself above every god, shall speak blasphemies against the God of gods. He shall regard neither the God of his fathers nor the desire of women, nor regard any god, for he shall exalt himself above them all. Well, that desire of women part could even be celibacy of the priesthood being mentioned. But so the king of the north is definitely speaking blasphemy. The little horn, he shall speak pompous words against the Most High. The man of sin, 2 Thessalonians, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he sits as God in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. I'm actually going to show you a picture of that one from the Vatican in a bit, where they actually put that up.